Hi, can I help you?
Hi, I have a mobile order for Jen.
For Jen, you before, thank you.
Thank you. So, pro tip for the coffee lovers out there. Dunkin' never gets my order correct, so just order it online or through their app, and that way I feel like it gives them enough time to do your order correctly instead of rushing and trying to do it in 30 seconds in the drive-thru. And so far, it's been correct the entire time. And I don't get coffee here often. Normally I just drink black coffee from my Keurig because I'm like being very strict with my diet and my workouts and everything. So when I come out to get a coffee, it better freaking be right or you're ruining my day. So we'll see. It's just a plain black iced coffee with 3 shots of unsweetened vanilla and 3 shots of unsweetened coconut. So super low calories, but they can never get it right when I order it through the drive-thru. Stand by. So thank you. Y'all, it looks good. It should have no color. It should just be plain black liquid coffee. So it's gonna be great. Okay, this lighting, so good. So, oh, too much. Look, I got a microphone. So you can hear me in my vlogs now, and I don't have to holler, and you're not hearing what I'm saying. So it is so gorgeous out this morning. It's like 75 degrees. The grass is still wet, so y'all know the deal. I come down here in the morning after I get my coffee, if I'm doing coffee, and I get the stalls done, I get all the chores done, and then by then the horses have had some time to be outside and we can start riding, lunging, doing all the stuff. I'm going to be doing a massage, so the massage will be in its own video. It'll be in a separate video, so you can follow and subscribe to be notified when that one goes out. But right now we're just going through the barn chores. So I'm going to do stalls. I'm not going to show you that because that's not exciting. It's not fun to watch. Everybody knows what that is. And then we'll start getting the horses out and getting them ready. So here is Mirage. So I'm going to just kind of prep him and get him ready for his massage today. And then the massage part will be in a separate video. But he has a really cool story. And I'll tell that story in his other video. Oh, that's pretty cool. He's an old guy, and from what his mom's horse, so from what I understand is he was in the pasture with another one, and he is deaf, and he also always keeps his eyes closed. So if he's in the pasture grazing, he can't hear, but he also has his head down eating, and his eyes are closed like all the time. I think it's just because his eyes are sensitive because they're blue. He wears a UV fly mask, but he still keeps his eyes closed. And one of the horses came up on him, and Mirage didn't know it, and it kind of startled him, and he fell. So he was a little sore, I think, like the day after. This happened on Tuesday or something, and so today is Saturday. So hopefully some of that stiffness is gone and we can give him a proper massage and just get everything feeling good. They're always blown out. We are going to grab Dallas first, and whenever I pull a horse out to do something with, they always go in their stall and they have like a slice or a half a slice of hay, and they'll stay in their stall for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll pull them out of their stall. Reason being, whenever you work a horse, they should always have a full stomach. They should have something in their stomach, in their system. That helps with ulcers. It helps prevent ulcers. It helps keep ulcers from flaring up. It keeps the stomach acid under control. So if your horse does have ulcers and you're riding them or lunging them or working them, that stomach acid isn't moving around in their stomach a whole lot and disturbing those ulcers. So it helps, it prevents. And also my horses know when they go in their stall to use the bathroom because they're getting ready to go to work. So if you do that routine constantly before any time you bring them out, they'll learn the routine. So they'll end up going to the bathroom, and you don't have a antsy horse when you're trying to work with them. So he'll eat, he'll use the bathroom, he'll do all that stuff. I'm going to show you. I've been changing bits around a little bit because I don't know. You don't know if a bit's going to work better for your horse unless you actually try it. So, and it actually, you know, once I changed bits, I found that my horse really enjoys this new one better. So what I used to ride Dallas in, let me just grab everything out here. What I used to ride him in was just a plain twisted O-ring, and he responded well. You know, when we're at home, this is perfect for him. He's a hunt seat horse, so when we show, I think I swallowed a bug. Definitely swallowed a bug. I could feel it. Remember the Fallon Taylor and Clinton Anderson podcast where they had to shut it down because she swallowed a bug on set and couldn't get her stuff together? It just happened to me. He shows in a straight, smooth D-ring. And the reason I didn't want to show him in a twisted D-ring is because obviously when you go to a show, they are a little more on edge, or they're a little more alert, they're a little more reactive, they're a little more focused on you. So I didn't want to have the bite that the twisted wire has at the show. So if I make a correction in the show ring, I want him to understand that cue, but also don't make a drastic move. Like, okay, this is what she wants me to do. Let me just do it softly. So I kind of want my cues to be dulled down a little bit. And depending on the day, I always ride him with spurs out here. Depending on what he feels like in the warm-up ring before a show, I'll make like a game time call if I'm going to use spurs or not. It's 50-50. If he's feeling like I really need to put leg on him, I'll put the spurs on. But also how I school him here is completely different than how we show, because he's a very reactive horse. And when he gets in one of his, you know, alert moods is what I call it, he gets very quick and very choppy with his trot with this canter, with everything. So I school him here very slow legged. You know, if I just let the reins go and I put my legs on, he's just going to jog slow. So when we get in the show pen, I can put the reins down, put my leg on, and really push and push and push, and he'll get a little bit better extension while maintaining a slow leg in the show pen. That has nothing to do with bits. But this is what we school in. And the last show that we had 2 years ago, there was a little bit of a disconnect with him. So I thought, let me get something here to school him in. So this is a D-ring with copper rollers. So while we're schooling, he's going to feel that side pull of the D-ring on his cheek or on his mouth. And he gets the smooth snaffle. He gets the rollers. I just thought that might be something different to try. And so far, he's really loving this. Also, he hasn't been rode in about 6 months. So, like, I've been riding him for the past 2 weeks. But after being off for 6 months, it kind of makes sense to drop that bit down a little bit and just see, you know, if he'll be soft in a smooth snaffle. And, you know, if we get to a point where he needs the twisted wire, maybe I can just put him in this for like a couple of days or a week and go back to the D-ring, because I mean, he's going to show in a D-ring, so why not school him in one? Was kind of my thought. The buckskin horse Vegas, he is very sensitive, and he's one of those horses where you ask him to do something and he'll just do something really fast because he wants to please you. So a lot of times you don't have to give him a lot of pressure to do anything. He's been in a smooth snaffle. So I got this leather bit. So it's a little bit thicker, like the mouthpiece on it. Like, it's got some size to it. I rode him in this once. I'm going to ride him in it again today. And it's the pinchless style. So I really like that. But he seemed to really enjoy this. It's going to be softer in his mouth. It's a little bit more thick of a bit, so it's going to not have as much bite as like a thin, you know, like this twisted wire is kind of thin, so that's going to have a little bit more bite than something that's a little bit thicker. Now, this is a 1-year head stall, but it's just, I don't know. I'm very much a person that if it's working, I don't do anything to change it because it's working, right? But you also don't know if it can get better if you don't try changing it. So I figured the worst thing that could happen if I switch these bits around is it doesn't work and I just go back to what I was doing, you know? So Dallas almost always gets lunged before he gets rode because you never really know what mood he's going to be in. He might be in one of those moods where he just wants to spook at everything, and he might be really fresh. So it's just easier to, you know, pop him on the lunge, see what he is for that day, and if he's going to be bad, we'll just lunge him until his mind gets where we need it. And if he's good, we just hop on. So he kind of dictates how much lunging he gets. But he did get rode yesterday, so hopefully he's not too fresh. And he's also very cinchy. So he gets girthed up like 3 to 4 times throughout our warm-up process. He is one that will flip over backwards if you cinch him up too tight. I may, let's see, I may bring a training fork. I'll hook it on the saddle just in case if I want it. I just run the training fork through these back D-rings. That way it's on the saddle if I need it. We'll see. We'll see what he does. And I'll grab our lunge line, boots, and lunge whip. And really all that I'm doing with him right now is just mostly building his muscle back up because he hasn't shown in 2 years. He hasn't been rode consistently in 2 years. So he's lost a lot of muscle. A lot of the cues and his knowledge is still there. It's just he needs, strength and conditioning to get back to where he was. So that's mostly what we're doing. But I'll bring you along for some of it. And then once he's done, we'll grab the buckskin horse and do something with him. So here is Vegas. He is a half brother to Dallas, same sire, different dam. And they couldn't be more polar opposites. Vegas is pretty quiet here, where Dallas is just always on alert here. It's very spooky here. Vegas is not. And he's one of those horses that he's all business. When you're on him, he's fully focused. And that's probably his downfall is, like I was saying earlier, you ask him to do something and he's just so willing and eager to please that he kind of just reacts to your cues and wants to do something really quick for you. When sometimes that's not what we're looking for. But he's a fun horse. So Dallas is the hunt seat horse. Vegas is, he's never shown. I always make it my goal to get him shown. So the spring is that goal. But he is a ranch prospect. So he gets rode completely different than Dallas does. But, right now, he's still very green. So we kind of just are asking for the same thing. So for him, we want him to just listen to our cues, smooth transitions. We want to be able to get his face where we want it. Yeah, we work on your extended trot and his slow trot, extended lope and slow lope. So again, just the bare basics, but we'll see. We'll see what we work on today, huh?